Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MCU crew. Jesse, what's going? What do you do? Why are you making that face, Jesse?
Man, this is my face. This is me. I don't know what else you want, man. I don't know what else you want.
Damn.
Okay. Jesse's on some hard luck. And we're
That was a
also
lot.
Yeah. Some
like
hard
to start
luck.
with.
hard luck. Yeah. Yeah. Chat, we're gonna echo every time because reasons. I'm not gonna explain.
Yeah, is a problem.
I'm
Problematic. That's what I hear.
Yeah. But Jesse, at least I don't have the name Shit Starter. That's your nickname.
Yo,
True.
shit starter.
Bronze
It's
knows
a bad
it.
nickname. It's not good.
Ron knows. Yeah, I don't know how it got started. You shouldn't have started all that shit.
Yeah,
you
I
need
shouldn't
to
have.
chill out.
Yeah,
You need to chill out.
that's true.
Yo, speaking of chill,
Whoa.
I know people are gonna tell you all about the stuff that was at Game Fest and all the games and whatever.
Okay.
Ignore all that
Mhm.
shit. The
Okay.
best game there was a game called
Mhm.
Simpler Times, where
Okay.
literally it's just you're in a room packing your stuff to leave and you play records, and I don't give a shit what anyone says. I was vibing. I was like, yo, this is the best game ever made. And I'm just, oh yeah, I'm letting you know.
Great.
Bronze will be like, that game makes no sense. It's not even a game. And it's not really a game.
No, I
But-
love those types of games.
I loved it. It was my game of show, whatever. Doesn't matter. Loved it.
Jesse, did
And I
you?
was like, yo,
You were at SGF, right?
I was, yeah.
Did you go to SawCon?
I have definitely been to SawCon. I suck on all sorts of things. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. I got with that.
Did you see that? Did you see that short today? Are you now
Wait, what's
experiencing
short?
my pain?
What's short?
I people keep getting me with that. I didn't know what it meant.
Oh, they already. So
I was
that
like, what are you
started
guys
because of this
talking
fucking shit.
Is that
Someone joined my stream the other day when we were watching all these freaking events, and they go, "JP, are you gonna watch SawCon?" I was like, "What's that?" And then they got me, and so then I was like, "Go do that in Co's chat." Co asked me what's SawCon. We got him. We tried to get Zeke. I think they got stripping. Now I didn't realize they were
not
getting
me?
Yeah.
Yeah. The worst part is it was someone in my own office who did it. I was like,
Oh,
these
brother,
monsters.
okay. That's con
So,
season.
yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
It
Got to
works.
suck on
There's
all
also
the
look.
cons.
I'll
Yeah.
pass on one for the two of you to use on your friends if you want to join in these childish games.
Your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask them, did you hear the drama recently how they're changing e-girls to I-ladies? And then they'll go, what do you mean I-ladies? And then you say I-ladies nuts on your, you know what I'm saying? You know what? You get me?
But the thing is, I feel like if someone said, "Oh, they're changing e-girls to I-ladies," I would just be like, "That's stupid," and the joke would fall apart.
Now, if they say that's stupid, you could still get them with
Yeah.
that, right? They don't have to say you still get them.
I'd be
still
like,
works.
no, I get it, because I've always wanted to call streamers broadcast jockeys.
What?
BJ.
I think it sounds better, and we can all say we're BJs.
Oh,
But it's true. Apparently in Korea, it's
they're
their
a broadcast
I'm
jockey?
sure it's in Korean, but it translates to broadcast jockeys, just like disc jockeys, right? And I kind of love it.
Yeah. Yeah, in India we used to have VJs, which are video
I remember.
jockeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, MTV had VJs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like the Indian equivalent of them was so popular. They were like so famous or whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of like broadcast jockey. It's fun. It's like
That's
because
not
you're
bad.
deciding what to play and what to show. It makes sense. It translates well, and you
Yeah.
don't have to call yourself an influencer. Barf, barf, barf.
True.
Just saying, putting it
True.
out there in the ether.
Yeah. Well, you guys both went and saw the Spoodermans, right?
Hell yes.
Bronze, you
Yes.
saw the Spoodermans? I have
Yeah.
not left my house or this desk in 12 days. So
What is- Are
that's
you
a thing.
okay? Do you need a hug?
I'm fine.
happening?
Yeah, we're doing great. It's great. It's great. It's perfectly fine. We're doing great.
Keep telling yourself that, bud.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's all right.
So I have
It's
not
all right.
seen it, but I definitely want to dive into it because I know it's very good. And I'm curious for y'all's thoughts. We could do a spoiler discussion on it as well. That doesn't bother me if there are spoilers said or anything like that. A little bit of news, and then tonight's movie is everyone's favorite, Captain Marvel. Bronze is
Faster,
very excited.
better, stronger, or something.
I could be playing fucking Diablo 4 and I have to watch Captain Marvel. I don't like this movie on the best of days. Today is not
Captain Marvel.
the best. I could be leveling up my fucking necromancer. Instead, I gotta watch Brie Larson deliver a flat ass performance for fucking 3 hours. How's your
Yeah,
day
you
going,
do.
Matt?
Welcome
I
to
don't get
it.
paid for this show, by the way. I could be fucking playing Diablo.
Diablo
I've
doesn't
got
pay
3
you.
monitors. I've got 3 monitors. I might just
Do it. Do
I
it.
might like the movie more. I
Yeah.
might be like, you know what, that was a great movie. I got 3 legendaries while we watched that shit.
Fantastic. It's great. 10 out of 10.
That is the pure honesty I'm here for. I love, like, part of me wants us to come out of the other end of this movie, like some of the movies we've watched recently, where we're like, you know what, not as bad as I remember, actually kind of a little bit better, but this is still fresh in the memory. I'm going to be like, nope, this still sucks. I can't wait.
We shall see. Next week, next Wednesday, we will have Secret Invasion beginning, as that's on the 21st. So that'll be good. They put out some more previews and teasers, and the hype meters are rising for that. Seems like it's going to be pretty good. I don't know if we've gotten, if there's like previews or reviews of it. I should look at that real quick. I had to do all
I don't think anything yet. I haven't seen anything.
Let's see. Let me check the old Rotten Tomato. No, there's nothing.
Nothing yet?
There's nothing yet. Seems like mum's the word there. Or that might be this week. I wonder if they're doing a red carpet for that. Red
you know what?
carpet.
I hope not.
Secret
for all of our sakes.
Invasion.
You know what absolutely sucks? Is when you type in Secret Invasion in Google. You know how there's that section where it says people also ask? The first question is, will Secret Invasion be about MCU?
Question mark?
What?
I
What?
I don't know. You know, I was going to check to
How
see
are we this far in and people are like, I don't get it. We spent the last decade doing this, but I don't get it yet. Okay.
Trying to see if there's a red carpet, but Reddit's down. Or not down, but like everything's private.
The API switch. So for those of you who haven't been on Reddit in a while, they're doing that weird API thing, much like Twitter did, and people are losing it because third-party programs, third-party apps, that's it. They're done.
Rough. Yeah. I don't know when the red carpet is. I'll send you guys I'll call you personally and let you both know when the red carpet is happening.
Oh, thank you for that.
Because I know you both really are excited about it.
Yeah. We're real excited.
Yeah.
Bated breath.
That's true. We have some unfortunate news to get to. I didn't know about this until today. So if you guys have heard otherwise, Namor, aka Tenoch Huerta, was accused of sexual assault by a where's the, because he responded to it today. Who is it? Maria Elena Rios claimed that the star was, quote, a violent and sexual predator, end quote, while accusing Huerta of assault of not just her, but, quote, several more, end quote, people as well. He responded 4 hours ago with a lengthy response. A false and completely unsubstantiated accusation about me has spread like wildfire, and I cannot let it go unchallenged anymore. About a year ago, I dated like this. It gets really, and I don't care about the personal information.
Basically, he's saying he's innocent.
Yeah, he's basically saying
he
like
says he's innocent. It didn't happen.
Yeah, that it did not happen. According to him, he said as a result, a few months ago, I engaged in a legal team to commence appropriate actions to protect my reputation and refute these irresponsible and false accusations that can cause great prejudice and damage. Although I'm by no means perfect, I know that these allegations are simply untrue. And while I always work to improve myself, I need to contest claims that are both false and offensive. I'm deeply grateful to my family, yada, 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 yada. So, yeah, that's a thing. So that is now the second up-and-coming Marvel star to have this stuff out there. I don't know. Did anything happen with Jonathan Majors? Has there been any updates on any of that?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing yet.
Yeah. I did not see if there was or not. So
Yeah.
It's a thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's just another sort of like stain on the previous phase, which, as you know, a cinematic phase, not great. As a cultural phase, not great.
Yeah.
And then everything associated with it, not great. So, yeah, I think the reason why we're hearing nothing, the reason why everything's so, I imagine Disney and everyone involved with all this stuff is just kind of like, let's just shut up and move on and keep going and like see where we can get. Like, I don't know.
Secret Invasion's out next week, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if anything, the whole Flash thing proves to the industry
right?
that if you just shut the hell up and you just keep pushing, you can sell anything.
Yeah.
And the hype for the Flash movie keeps increasing.
That's out
the
this
star
week.
is like just an absolute problem.
Well,
but here we are.
Didn't I see that for the Flash, the director came out and was like, "Yeah, if we ever he's the best Flash. We could never do another Flash without him.
That's what he said.
He's paramount to the Flash story. Blah 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 blah." And it's like, bro.
Speaking of which,
what the fuck?
I was like, I don't know that I feel like I want to see it, but I don't know if I want to see it. And then Krendor and I were looking online, like we normally do, for future Nick Cage movies.
Okay.
And Nick Cage is uncredited in The Flash, apparently. Which
What?
now I'm like, are they doing Nick Cage Superman in The Flash? Dude, I don't know anymore. And
What?
I'm telling you, Nick Cage is uncredited in the Flash movie.
That's strange. That's a weird thing. Okay.
It's on his IMDb. It's in his bio. I, honest to God, don't know. I don't know what's going on in the world.
Yeah. It's wild.
I can't. But again, it proves the point that I don't know if anyone remembers, but a week ago, the news was like, do we have aliens? That ended quickly.
Wait, what?
That is, we have moved on from that
Mom
shit.
was telling me about that. Yeah.
Wait, I'm really glad that I have not done anything but stream for 12 days straight. Because it feels like I'm not missing anything.
It's freaky. There were apparently like 8-foot tall creatures in someone's backyard in Las Vegas.
This
what?
Literal guy who worked for the government came forward and he had a clearance. And he's like, look, we got ships. We've been like back tracing the engineering. We've been like doing all this stuff for decades. We have the evidence. There's like bodies and stuff. And then like other people were like, people in the government were like, yeah, he's right. And it was a big story for 2 days.
What
and
the
then
fuck?
It has been a week and nothing, which I think is hilarious, which just goes to show like, oh yeah, our collective memory sucks.
What?
I think we just I remember that because it wasn't even like a random person.
It was like a government official.
They said that they had multiple cases of aircrafts that he didn't necessarily say that they were aliens, but he did say that they don't have an explanation. Like
they weren't man-made, he said. Yeah.
Yeah, like the way they moved on camera and the way like there was no way to explain them rooted in science. Basically, there's like been multiple anomalies and that they didn't tell the public back then because they didn't want to cause a scare because they have no explanation for what the fuck some of this shit is. But then like, what was it?
What?
9 days ago in Las Vegas, and it was all over the news. Apparently, like a UFO crashed in someone's backyard, and a lot of the eyewitnesses said like there were like 8-foot tall creatures that came out.
Here's my only problem with all of this.
Wow.
As like the universal skeptic, the person who's like, okay, the funniest thing to me is why do the aliens keep crashing? You figure if they can travel through time and space, they gotta not crash all the time. Shouldn't they prevented the crashing? They're always crashing. Aliens always crash. Are they drunk? Are they joyriding around Earth? Like,
Accidents
come on,
happen.
Glip Glarp, let's go. And they're drinking
Accidents
40s
happen.
and crack. Like, what's going on with the aliens?
Look,
what's happening?
we'll
Are
see.
they on joyrides? Yeah.
Captain Marvel's probably going to have some accidents in her movie later.
Are
today,
we
you know?
are we off road to the aliens of the universe? Do they come here to like get out in the wilderness? Like, what's going on?
Weird.
That's my question.
Weird. Well, that's a thing.
And
I'll have to be
going back to
updated
the
on
Flash.
that. Yeah.
Like I was saying, yeah, people just kind of,
It'll move yeah.
damn, this movie's gonna be great. Look at all the cool things in it. This is, which makes me wonder about like just outrage in general. You know what I mean? Like when people are upset about stuff, like, are you, or is it just the moment you're mad? And then tomorrow you're like, I got work. You know, like I gotta get back to work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wild.
Well, that stuff happened. I guess he put a response out, and now that's where we're at. That was 4 hours ago, I think, is when that response came out. So
Yeah.
I don't know if like Disney has never said anything about the Jonathan Major stuff, right?
They never will, unless it's to replace him, and then they'll have the most sanitized version of a press release.
Yeah.
It's like, we've parted amicably.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of stuff. And you're like, oof.
Right. Yeah, so that, you know, like it'll most likely exactly what you just said with the Ezra stuff. It'll just be like, and then everyone forgot. We moved forward. And
Or
that's
if they still remember, they don't care as much because the new movie, like, damn, Kang's back. He looks amazing.
Yeah. Well, in other news, Vincent D'Onofrio, did you guys see what he said to a fan at the Fan Expo Philadelphia? Did y'all hear about this?
No.
A fan was dressed up as Spider-Man and went up to Vincent while at the Fan Expo. It might have been in a Q&A. And he said, "Hi, my name is Steve. I'm a big fan of both of you guys, ... And then Vincent said to the guy, "I'm going to get you someday, Spider-Man," and just stared right at him. And the fan responded and said, "We will see if that happens." And Vincent responded, "There may be a sea of people between us right now, but I'm going to get you, motherfucker." and now he's like kind of catching some shit for that. but like, I think that's awesome.
I think it's great. I think it's very good.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. I think that's great. I think that fan probably is like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
right? Like,
that's a great fan interaction. It's
really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's
Also,
video footage of that out
Vincent
there.
D'Onofrio talks mad shit on social media too. He doesn't really suffer fools. Yeah, like if people tweet him crazy shit, like he responds. Like he's very active when someone's like, "This take is disappointing from you," if it has anything to do with politics or masking or what have you. He'll like quote tweet him straight up and be like, "Actually, you're disappointing, and here's 18 reasons why." Like, yeah, that motherfucker doesn't give a shit. He's talented and he knows he doesn't have to like lick the floor and get fans to love him because he's just gonna win them over on screen, you know?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me at all that he was like, "I'll get you, motherfucker."
Yeah, it's
That's
fun.
That's
I think
great.
that fan probably enjoyed that. At least I hope they would. But we got a set photo of Harrison Ford from Captain America: Brave New World, and
As
a lot of
Thunderbolt
people.
Ross.
Yeah. The direct.com is who reported on this first, so we can give credit. I'll show you guys what it looks like. This, and people are the arrow obviously is going to his ripped pants because he is the Red Hulk. He also looks like pretty disheveled in this image, like.
But like, I don't know if this is a candid. Like, I just my initial take out of this is
He's talking to
all the photos.
This is the full photo here. I'll show you that. This is like a zoomed in version.
Right. But like, of all the photos of Harrison Ford, that I've seen in the last, I'm gonna say decade, he looks interested and happy. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Harrison Ford always seems grumpy all the time, and here he looks like he's feeling it. And I'm all about happy Ford. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, historically Harrison Ford has always been very public about how much he hates interviews. And so I think when you get like candid shots of him like this on film and he's happy, it's such a clash to what you know him from like the media to be. But he does look happy. You know,
He's also like somewhat notorious for not doing projects that he does not want to do. Like he was cast in Jurassic Park and he said, nope, already did that. That was Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like literally, like he doesn't, him and Sean Connery too, who also turned that movie down. Sorry, I'm like full of Jurassic Park facts. But Sean Connery also turned down Lord of the Rings. Like there's like a few actors that seem really gruff and like just shitty, Sean Connery especially. But then you notice like when they do a project, that's probably why they're good actors, because they'll be like, I'm not gonna do that. That's bullshit. I'll do this one. And so they're clearly like invested on some level, I guess, or think it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think he looks great. I'm excited for Harrison Ford. It's unfortunate with the passing of the actor who was playing Thunderbolt Ross prior, whose name escapes me at the moment, that he had to be replaced. But I do think Harrison Ford will be just fine in that role. He can do the angry thing. William Hurt, thank you, chap. He can do the angry thing well.
It's just so hard for me to take this character seriously after Venture Brothers, where you have like that General Tracer that's like, you know, I'm a Hulk. It's so hard to take this character seriously at all.
Sure.
After that fucking show.
Yeah.
So
I kind of want to see, you know how they made Mark Ruffalo, his face, that green for the Hulk, right? I kind of want to see.
You think they're going to do that to him?
I hope
Red?
so. Yes, that's what I want to see. I want to see the Harrison Ford Red Hulk face so badly.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I know it's gonna be funny and great.
This might be a minor spoil. I just read a random thing here. I guess I can introduce the story before I just read the line. Marvel announced all of the 6 main cast members for Captain America 4 today, or this past couple of days. Anthony Mackie, aka Captain America, will be there. Harrison Ford is Thaddeus Ross, which we're talking about right now. Apparently, Harrison Ford, aka Thaddeus Ross, is the president of the United States.
Interesting.
So the president is the Red Hulk.
Do you think they're gonna go like? Yeah, interesting. Because they're definitely setting up like a.
That's old news. How did I miss that? I know it's old news, but like I didn't. That's kind of wild.
I'm President Hulk.
Yeah, like the president of the U.S. is a fucking.
Get off my plane.
Is it gonna? Do we get a remake of Air Force One? Like,
I hope so. I unabashedly love that movie. I don't give a shit. It's great.
Man. Okay, well that's a thing. I didn't know that. I guess that's old news, but Thaddeus Ross is going to be the president.
Who else is? What is the confirmed cast?
The other cast members, yeah. Sorry, I'm still stuck on that. Carl Lumbly, aka Isaiah Bradley, who was in the show as the super soldier. So that'll be cool. Danny Ramirez, who's playing Falcon, he was Joaquin Torres in the show, the TV show, the Disney Plus show. Sorry. And then Dr. Samuel Stearns, who's going to be the leader. He was in The Incredible Hulk. We watched that. He's back. Mr. Massive Noggin. He'll be in there. Same actor that was there. And then Shira, I hope I'm pronouncing, I think it's Shira Haas or Shira Haas, Hass. She'll be playing the first Israeli superhero in the, really the big screen, but also in the MCU. She's playing a character named Sabra. And Sabra can basically, she's got like super strength and all that type of stuff, and healing. And she can also basically she can like give other, at least the comic book version. The comic book version can give other folks like power.
Saber?
No, like power.
But I'm saying like SABRE, like.
No, SABRA.
Hey.
Yeah, guys, I know how to pronounce saber. What? Her name's Sabra
I
or
mean-
Sabra.
Here's all I'm gonna say. It doesn't matter how good this movie is. It doesn't matter how much money it makes. The fact that this is a movie where Captain America is a black dude, the Falcon is a Hispanic dude. There's like an Israeli superhero. The president like turns into a big angry red guy. Get ready for the wave of internet anger.
Sure.
It's gonna be out of control. Holy shit. It just I can't. The entire time you're reading the cast, I'm like, oh boy. Well, here we go. I mean, Bronze and I, we saw Spider-Man and it was great. And I'm gonna let you know, so many people are like making controversies over literally nothing about that movie. And it's like, this is it. This is the world we're in now. It's just out of control.
So her character was super controversial already, Jesse. Because in the comics, she has close ties with the Israeli government and is actually working for Mossad.
Oh, yeah. No, that's pretty controversial.
Yeah, this is going to be very controversial. Yeah, here we go.
For a lot of people, she's probably a super villain, not a
Yeah,
superhero.
yeah.
Yeah. That happened last September. September 2022 is when all
wild.
that went down. So
Well, can't wait to have the internet flooded with those videos and hot takes.
Yeah, that's a thing. Jeez. Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The thing is, it doesn't matter what it is in the movie because of the comic, right? That's already going to be, ooh, the internet is spicy, muy caliente these days.
Yeah. When does that movie actually come out? Is that next summer? May 3rd, 2024. Yeah, next summer. Okay. So about 13 or 11 months from now. Cool. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It
it very clearly seems to me, and I don't know if you guys get the vibe, but it seems like a setup for the like Thunderbolts. You know what I mean? Is that the order of operations?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Like
when it comes out?
movie release. Does Thunderbolts come after that? Because this seems like it would be the setup for that.
Thunderbolts
Especially if he's president.
Thunderbolts is July 26, 2024. So those are
when
like,
is this?
May. So those kind of bleed right into each other.
Oh, they're 100% back to back then. They're
Yeah.
supposed to be like one story probably.
Yeah. 100%. Because Harrison Ford's also in that as well.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. At least I guess next summer we'll be busy for the MCU movie wise. I saw this headline. I was still that's why you caught me off guard. I was reading the body of the article because Spider-Man's Madam Webb is apparently revealed a surprising genre. And I'm trying to find exactly what that means.
You're looking for what is the surprising genre?
Yeah, it's one of those articles where it's like, the surprising, you won't believe it. Go to the second page. It's so go to the third. It is, and that's where I'm at right now. They said it's not an action movie, but a, quote, thriller. It's a different kind of movie in that universe. It's almost in a way more of a thriller. It's not an action piece because in a way, Madam Webb's skill set is not conducive to an action piece.
I mean, like, okay, I don't think anyone expected Madam Webb to be like out there kicking ass anyway. I'm still not sure what the hell a Madam Webb movie is, to be honest. So,
yeah,
a thriller, I would be happy to be thrilled, but I don't know what the hell, like, why. I still don't know why I go watch it. So we'll find out.
Yeah, that's Sony's like, we got to do them all. Venom 3, Madam Web, Craven. They already did Carnage, I guess. There's a lot out there. Yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man, Tom Holland is taking a year-long break from movies and TV. So that was announced this past week. They also were talking about Spider-Man 4. Someone said they were like working on scripts or they were starting to work on scripts, but then like the writer's strike obviously impacted that. And
But then Tom Holland said, "Yo, it's good." So
great.
I don't think he's done with Spider-Man. I think the dude is just like
He's just
tired of being in the public all the damn time.
Yeah, I mean, he made those 3 movies in what 5, 6 years, something like that, while also
Plus,
doing
all-
like
like-
Uncharted and all the other stuff he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's he was working. He was.
Plus, he
was
had to learn how
cranking
to
them out.
dance and steal all of our hearts. Yeah, I mean,
Isn't he in that Fred Astaire movie where he dances?
probably. Yeah, I would imagine.
I think he's in that. Unless that already came out, I'm not really sure.
And I think wasn't he on stage before he did Spider-Man?
Maybe. Yeah, I think
so
that's where he started.
and he did Spider-Man. He was like 19, 20. So it's like, dude's basically been working since he was a child actor.
Yeah, he probably wants a break, which is fine. If he comes back super rested, Spider-Man 4 is better for it. Why not? By all means. Writer strike, by the way, Daredevil shut down again today. In New York, it was shut down as it's this article it says it continues to be targeted by striking writers on the picket line. It's kind of like a weird way to phrase that, I think, from this particular article that I'm reading. But yeah, it got shut down again because writers are picketing, which they should be. I have not been following that too closely. Jesse, I know you're a part of the Jesse Cox, our WGA representative. What's happening over there in the strike? What's going on?
I mean, WGA, SAG-AFTRA. I mean, it looks like everyone's in on this thing, and that means nothing's gonna get made for quite some time.
Yeah.
Every day I get updates emailed to me, and they're always roughly the same. Like, we're working on it, but nothing's happening. So stay strong and keep picketing, and don't let people convince you to, do any kind of work, because the whole point is you're not supposed to be like helping, right? You're supposed to be making them realize they need you.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah. It's wild. It's honestly, I think it'll be a much bigger, from my complete, almost layman's POV, I feel like it is going to be a much longer, much more involved process than it was the last time around, because so many facets of the industry are on the picket line this time around.
Except the directors, which I believe the directors they got a deal.
The directors got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and
I don't know about producers. I think they did too.
Okay.
The directors got a provision that the WGA and SAG-AFTRA both wanted, which was they, in their contract and their deal, had a special clause that basically says that their jobs can never be done by AI. Whereas the SAG-AFTRA and WGA writers have not gotten that provision. Their jobs can be done by AI. And so that's like the big rift right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's
and again, that goes with,
not to say that's the whole thing, but that's a big part of it. A big
Yeah.
part of
Same thing with
that's
like
one of the
producers. Producers
reasons they
can,
can't sign the current deal.
yeah, like producers and directors, I think in the minds of studio executives, they haven't figured out yet how to remove them from the equation. You know what I mean? Like, we need someone to direct, and we need the money from producers, so we need them. But actors and writers, well, if a robot will do it, great. So yeah, we'll see. Plus, there's all the things with writing when it comes to online stuff. We still have never worked that out. The online space when it comes to, creating content is still Wild West. No matter how much we try to civilize this whole damn thing, no one really knows how to make it all work. And so that's still a problem.
Yeah. It's still ongoing, right? They, like I said, they were picketing today and shut it down, Daredevil. And that's like, I think the Marvel stuff gets the headlines, but there's so many different productions that are getting put down and stopped and halted. It's just that Marvel obviously carries the Disney brand and that gets trended and all that type of stuff. So that's why that is constantly out there is the ones being shut down. There's a lot of other stuff being shut down as well. It's not just Marvel, but they're the biggest.
I also just find it very ironic that they made this joke in She-Hulk of, oh yeah, there's an AI that called the Faggy
Right.
bot. And so it's like from that to go from like a joke to like a
Yeah.
something that because obviously if the studios are like, well, we're not providing provisions to protect that, that means AI writing is something that they're interested in, which it's just funny that She-Hulk made that, like, I guess that called shot of the Faggy bot.
Right.
Maybe they'll have like Faggy sit down and they'll scan his brain and be like, all right,
Get out of
Faggy
here.
bot,
We don't need you
go.
anymore. Yeah. God,
It is a
yeah.
genuinely interesting question that you brought up, Bronze. The idea that like they clearly must think there's potential for a robot to just write everything, which is
Otherwise
kind of
they
like
would just fucking sign. Yes.
Yeah,
So
which-
yes, it's clear that they have plans to have AI write stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Which is one like that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. I 10 years, 15 years from now, I could totally see that unfortunately being a thing.
Well, I don't know if so a lot of people are talking about this with the new Apple VR AR headset thing
yeah.
that they announced.
Yeah.
That ludicrous
The Vision Pro.
$3,500 ski goggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone who was at the event, and a lot of people have been talking about this for a while, but there is a push. And this both seems cool, but very scary and weird. Where there is a push currently happening behind the scenes to create and come up with ways to give people entertainment that is personalized. And that's always been the case. Like you want people to feel engaged with the entertainment, right?
Sure.
But the idea that if the three of us all have AR, VR goggles, and AI is writing shows for us, that we could all watch the same show and have 3 different viewing experiences because we are directing the show we want.
Right.
On a personal level, it's like, oh, I get what I want. But on a cultural level, that's like it's real weird, a little scary.
You can get
like
echo chambery real fast.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
100%. Yeah.
even like when you fuck your if anybody's ever been there, it's happened to me where you like fuck your algorithm. You research something and you click on the wrong video and then you're just being served like
You watch
18
one
videos about
Asmongold
how-
video and it's over.
Well, like for me, it was like Illuminati videos of like
Oh,
the
God.
Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was a satanic ritual. Let us talk about. And it was literally
No.
like I was listening.
It's
I
going to
was
happen to
listening to
this VOD for
spooky
people.
stories.
Why are you doing
I know.
this?
I was listening to spooky stories and like Warhammer stories while I was going to sleep. And so my phone just like auto played. And I woke up to like satanic rituals because I guess like Warhammer leads to that or something. Girl, I don't fucking know. I don't know.
No, it's
and it
it's
was
the
like
exact same thing.
Rihanna carried out a satanic ritual, which is a continuation of the one Beyonce started at the Super Bowl. Let us delve into why. Beyonce's costume has the horns of Baphomet on it.
and I was like, what? And now, guys, my YouTube algo is like fucked. I don't have any normal videos in my YouTube algorithm. It's just
Don't
it's
worry.
all Illuminati
Mi-
lizard people. Like I'm
Mine's the
done.
exact
Just
same.
say a prayer for me.
Am I
I have the
doing a
exact
show with a
same,
bunch of
except
devil
when we, like-
worshippers? What's happening here? What do you mean?
No, it's
the
not. I don't have
exact-
devil worship. I have ASMR. Mine is filled
Oh,
with
God.
ASMR. Krendor and I will like talk about an ASMR person, and I'll like go look them up to see what that person is. I'll watch one video, and my front page is
Over.
flooded with people.
It's over.
So
yeah.
yeah, then it's I'm telling you, the idea
Bronx.
of I get what I want. I get to watch the TV show I want, tailored for me. Eventually, you're gonna get like people are gonna want to watch shows that are like real messed up and real dark.
Bronx, here's what you
real
need to
like,
do.
oh, this turned this person into a complete crazy person.
Here's what you
Get
need
ready.
to do. And then we're going to talk Spider-Man. You need to, for science, on your stream, watch an Asmongold, like 15 minutes or 10 minutes
Oh, and then
Asmongold
YouTube will
video.
be all Asmongold.
And
Oh, I've
then
been
see what wins. Satanic rituals or Asmongold. Like watch the algorithm fight and see who wins. But
Hold on.
Between
Hold
the
on.
two.
I'm going to YouTube right now. I have a question for YouTube. I need to know something. Satanic Asmongold. See what happens.
probably Diablo
Nope.
stuff.
No, but I did. The first thing that did pop up was anime is satanic, which is a thing.
I mean, that's correct. Yeah, that's
I mean,
right.
I've always said Asmongold was anime. So yeah, that
Yeah.
checks out.
Well, speaking of anime, you both saw the Spider-Man across the Spooderverse. How was it?
Did
Did it live up to the hype? Should I put the spoiler tags on? Or where do you, you guys are, I haven't seen it, but I don't care if you spoil. We just need to know if I'm going to put the spoiler tag up.
I guess we could do like
yet.
a spoiler-free review and then a spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay,
My
spoiler-free.
spoiler-free review is it's fucking amazing.
Yes, it was phenomenal, visually stunning. Every character had their own art style and their own look, and yet somehow they made them all combined with this perfect tapestry. It was truly remarkable. I will say though, one thing I did not like, and I understand why they did it, but I think it was stupid like a movie standpoint. It has no ending. The movie just stops, leaves you with a cliffhanger, and is like, see you in the next one. And personally, I was like, I kind of wish we would have gotten some sort of ending rather than we're going to get you to the next one.
Yeah, I saw some of that. Also, the weird thing that I've seen, I don't know if you were talking about algorithms. Literally, in the 5 minutes that I am not on stream this past 2 weeks, and I can look at TikTok right before I go to sleep, within 4 to maybe 5 flicks forward, someone's streaming the entire fucking movie on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is like a thing
Yeah.
out there. It's so I've seen parts of the film.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really wild. It's a weird thing. Bronze, what'd you think of the film?
I agree with Jesse said, but I also disagree in the sense that to me, this is the first movie that felt like a comic book event comic, where a lot of event comics will end where it's like, we've established all of these new foundational facts and this new reality about this character. Join us for the next event to see how this affects everything. Like, and so this really did feel like I was, and they actually, and this is, I don't even know if this counts as a spoiler. They actually, every time you switch between the different spider people, that's on the poster, they slam a comic down on the stack, which is how event comics work. When you look at the glossary of an event comic, it'll be like, these are the comics you need to read to understand this event. And it'll be like Avengers number 13, then Iron Man number 12, then X-Men number 10. And you have like this sort of roadmap. And then eventually, months down the line, they compile all of those into a trade paperback or a graphic novel, and you can read them easily, which is kind of cool. But they actually do that in the movie. And it felt like they managed to like actually make it feel like, oh yeah, this makes sense why we're switching between characters. And you go, if you like have that trust fall of this is all connected, instead of being like, where's Iron Man? Which is what I feel like a lot of MCU fans are like, where they're just like, he was barely in that. You actually, this is one of the few movies that has, because I was nervous that there's so many characters. I was like, how are they going to do all these characters justice? They just did. They just did. Because each of them gets their fucking moment. But you, as the watcher, have to also be like, I'm open to seeing more than just Miles on screen.
Or like the viewer?
No, you as a watcher.
Viewer.
Okay, look, I mean, it's MCU. You got to clarify.
Yeah. You as like the viewer have to be open to like, okay, like Miles doesn't need to be on the screen the entire time, you know? And I feel like that's just something that, I don't know, they did a good job, because the first movie really just follows Miles' POV.
Yeah.
Like, and this one doesn't. And that's
cool.
I kind of okay.
I don't know if this is how you felt, but leaving that movie, I was like, oh, that was a Spider-Gwen movie. That was Gwen Stacy movie.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I was like Miles is the main character, but like for me, that's what that movie was. I was like, oh, that was fun. I like that. Plus, again, the art style, man. Every character's art style was just so incredible. From like each Spider-Man had their own unique look and vibe. That there was one shot that blew me away where it was, I think, 4 of them standing, but we saw their backs and they were looking out over onto something. And each one of them not only had a different they had like a different
Frame rate?
like not just frame, but like aura around them
Oh,
and look. So like Gwen, for example, she was almost like pastel painted the entire time.
okay.
Like even her like the background, and then Hobie, Spider-Punk, whatever, his like had multiple outlines around him of like different, so like looks like he was pulled from a comic. There's like all these different Miles had the Miles look that like we were used to seeing. I can't remember who else was with them at the time, but like each of them had a different thing going on. Absolutely loved that.
They're animated differently too.
Yeah, the
Like
speed right, of the animation.
Yeah. As well as I think in some cases even the technology used.
Oh, okay. Like some are hand animated and like that, like that.
Yeah.
Type of
Well, I was watching
honestly,
this behind the scenes, and it was this is one of the good use cases of AI. But they actually hired like one of the largest teams in animation to handle each character and each multiverse you jump into.
Wow.
And so a lot of the more mind-numbing work of animating frame by frame was done by AI to support basically what was a large number of small teams that animated and brought this together. So like if
That's great.
every character feels really fucking different, it's because every character in every universe kind of had their own like team, and that was the team for that.
I don't know if this qualifies as spoilers, so maybe like a minor spoiler, because I'm not going to name any names, but
Wait.
There was a shot where in the scene, there was like CGI animated Spider-Man. There was like cartoon animated Spider-Man. There was like CG, but like early 2000s animated Spider-Man. There was like all like live action. There were all these different elements in one scene. And I was like, yo, this is that hard Spider-Verse stuff where it's everything. It isn't just like, well, they're all animated. It's from the animated Sony. It was everything. Like cartoons from the 90s kind of shit. It was great. I was so blown away by the effort they put in.
Multiple nods to the video game. And the video game version of Spider-Man is in there for a brief second. Yeah.
Yep.
Like everything you can imagine is in there. If
That's
there's
awesome.
a Spider-Man reference you can think about, it's in there.
Yeah. It was
which is like
it was really
wild.
impressive. Plus, also, I think the setup for what the actual plot of the film was, and that's very spoilery, so I don't know that we want to get there. But like the setup for what the plot of the film was, it genuinely, I was both surprised and like, oh, yeah, that makes perfect, clear sense to me. It isn't like once you see it, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I follow this. I get
So
why.
It a cool reveal?
Yeah, but it's like it makes sense. It isn't like one of those like a plot twist for the sake of plot twist. It is a moment where you're like, I get why in the trailers we're seeing the scenes we're seeing. I get why, Spider-Man 2099 is like, bro, Miles, you're trouble. Like it makes sense mentally. And I was like, oh, this is fire. Okay, take me away. And from that point on, it was like, and there's a lot of parts of the movie. I saw a lot of feedback. People were talking about how like there's one character who seems like a good person, but makes like consistently bad choices. And I was like, oh, she's making it because like she's got a family to take care of, and she's part of something bigger. And she's like, of course not going to be like, boy, this is all. I don't want to ruin shit for people. But if you've watched it, you kind of know what I'm talking about.
I do think it's okay if we put the spoiler tag up though, and like talk about some of those more salient points if possible.
Sure.
Because I will say like, I think probably my favorite thing about this movie is it actually establishes right out of the gate that Miles is not infallible. And of the spider people, he probably fucks up the most. And they play it for a joke in the beginning where he's like, I made a mistake. Like, and he has multiple YouTube videos where he's like, hey, I made a mistake. And he does
It's really good.
That's really good.
Like it's very fucking cute. It's
It's
very
him
fucking
as
cute because it's
Spider-Man
like
saying he made a mistake.
him as Spider-Man, like in his costume on YouTube, being like, because at one point he endorses a product he shouldn't have endorsed, and he goes, "Hey guys, I made a mistake." And so he
Nice.
has like multiple apology videos on YouTube, and you know, there's multiple times even in the show that you're watching it, and I think like that's the big thing about this that I wish fucking Star Wars had is when someone's mad, you can always see their POV. I don't know if you felt that way, Jesse. When his parents are upset with him, I'm like, I get Miles' side, but his parents really have a fucking point right now. Like, I
'Cause
get
it was-
2099 side, but Miles also has a fucking point right now. When the characters argue, you as a person are also like, both of these
Well,
people are making very good points.
Much like the way the characters were designed, right? How each of them were their own thing. It felt like, and I don't know if this is true, but it felt like each character had its own writer who was like, I'm going to take care of this person and give you what a normal human being would be like in this moment, right? It wasn't like you were saying with Star Wars. It isn't like I'm here to save the day, and it didn't feel, cardboardy. It felt like these are real people dealing with their real stuff and their real problems. And yeah, they're Spider-Men, and Spider-Women, but like, they're dealing with their own shit. And each of them, be it parent or kid or whatever, is a person, like a real person. And so, yeah, you sympathize with the parents, you sympathize with Miles, you sympathize with Gwen, you sympathize with every character in this movie because they're coming from a real place. It isn't like forced in any sort of way. And it genuinely feels like, wow, I can't wait for the third movie because like everyone kind of has a point. And I think that's
Great.
really important. Yeah. Everyone has like I'm doing the right thing because it's right. And there is no like good answer. And I think that's very, very smart writing.
Yeah.
It's also clear that the team was vast because there's just so much little shit that doesn't require a lot of setup that is like, oh, the writers knew their material. Because there's like a moment where Gwen meets Miles' parents and she goes, oh yeah, I've heard about you. Hi, Rio. And I was like, oh, because I do not call my friends' parents by their first names. That is, and I definitely not my significant other's parents. Like, so I clutched my pearls. I've had some friends call my mom by her first name, and I'll like hit them and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "You can say Mrs. Bular, you can say Auntie, you can fucking say anything. You never say my parents' names. That's so disrespectful."
Well,
and so
yeah.
And what's funny is like immediately the mom is just like, "Oh, first name, okay." and I was just like, that is such a casual thing, but it's such a great thing because it's one of those cultural clashes, like where some of my friends' parents will be like, "Oh yeah, hey, nice to meet you. Call me Jim," and I'm like, I can never do that. I would rather cut a finger off than call you Jim because there's something viscerally about me that will sir or ma'am you or Mr. Cox or Mrs. Cox. I cannot fucking say Jim and Stacy, how's it going? I just fucking can't. So there's
But
like
it's also
little things like that I'm like, clearly like they knew, right? And
Sure.
that was missing from Miss Marvel. Like that, none of those touches were there in Miss Marvel. And all of those touches were there here. Even in a moment where like, it's a throwaway moment where Pavitra is asking, I think a taxi driver or something for help, and he calls him Bhaiya. He's like, "Hey, Bhaiya." And I was like, yeah, because you call everyone brother or sister or uncle or grandpa. You don't call anyone by like, "Hey, you." And that all that little shit was there.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask like what you thought of the Moonbatten scene because I was sitting
So
there the entire
fucking
time
good.
like, I think Bron's gonna love all of this
I
the
was
entire time.
fucking in love, and his girlfriend being like sick. As a sick person, I never thought I was gonna see a turbaned man in Spider-Verse, let alone several, let alone like a character that's like a named character. Like that was so fucking cool, so fucking major that like, he's definitely like coded as like Hindu, but yet his girlfriend, like her dad is sick, so she's probably, sick as well. So like shit like that was so fucking fire. But the entire like Spider-Man India scene, it was so perfect. Like I was so happy. And like, you know, I said like Miss Marvel wasn't for me. Like, I don't know who that was for, but I didn't see myself in that movie. I saw myself in Pavithar's character, like in several ways. His uniform was very similar to the uniform I wore when I was in school. The way he talks about like, oh my God, being Spider-Man is so easy. And like, I go to school and I try really hard. Not that I really need to, but you know, I still like to try. I was like, that's me. And just the way he is, I was like, oh my gosh, he's like such a suitable boy, you know, to use that term the way Disney people use it. He's such a suitable boy. And so like watching as a Disney person, you're just like, oh, he's such a, oh, bring him back. I need more of him. I need more of him in everything because he's just so. And then the craziest parts about all of his scenes were when he's with the other Spider-Man, how differently he moves. Because he almost like everyone else like soars through the air with like these gymnastics moves, and he just like throws himself like spread eagle, like a flying squirrel.
Huh.
And he's like constantly in the splits. It's more like yoga type of stuff. And his costume, his feet are like partially exposed. And it's like, and it's a dancer's costume. I actually looked up a tweet and saw that the designers for the costume based it off of South Indian dance. So, and it's completely like sort of revealed in like how he moves through the frames because he's just super, yeah. But his personality too is like,
That's cool.
so good.
Yeah, this goes back to the way they do all the characters. So, for example, you know, he's jumping, leaping into the frame. Gwen has that ballerina attitude, right? Hobie has the like every shot he's in, he looks like he's power sliding everywhere all the time. Miguel is constantly leaping and lunging like a wolf man. There's everyone is different, and somehow the brilliance of it all is that they take all these very different things and make it seamless in this movie, where you don't notice until you just focus on it. You're like, oh my God, this is artwork. This is like brilliant art.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a lot of that across social media and all the friends that had seen it. Not necessarily a big question, but just more curiosity. Are there any straight tie-ins to like MCU and multiversal stuff?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there are.
Yep.
Multiple.
Really?
Multiple.
Okay.
Multiple.
So by that quantifying that is multiple. Do we got to rank this film?
It is. I don't think it's MCU yet. It's like MCU
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
They
there's
acknowledge
most of the
it
MCU
as
tie-ins.
one of the multiverses.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It counts as the MCU, kinda.
Okay. I mean,
There's many more references to the Sony movies.
My chat
I'll say that.
said this wasn't me, but I'm gonna take it and ask you guys if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is MCU, is Spider-Man Across the Universe MCU?
Again, not yet. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is 100% a direct tie-in because
Yeah.
literally the cast is
That's
a
some of
direct
the-
tie-in.
Yeah.
Right.
This is much more to the Sony verse of things,
Got it.
but there are
Yeah.
some absolute, not just nods, but like straight up direct call outs and moments
Yes.
from the movie that's
Yes.
like, oh. And even one of
Cool.
the biggest cameos in the movie,
But-
no, definitely no spoilers. I'm not gonna ruin this for anyone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Um,
spoil that for anyone either because I was absolutely gagged by it. So I'm not gonna spoil
Yeah.
that. But I will say, like,
Okay.
it's firmly in Sony for me because the Sony references are way more prominent. You see so
Yeah.
much Tobey Maguire in this movie.
Cool.
Like, and he's not in it to be clear, but like you see him and there's
When
references
they
to those movies.
explain the Spider-Verse, they show a lot of
They
like
show him
his
like
movies. Yeah.
constantly.
Oh,
Yeah,
weird.
They show
Okay.
him. Yeah, they show him a lot, and there's like even references to like scenes from those movies. And then the video game was in there way more than I thought it would be. Like
Yeah.
it is kind of all up in there too. So like
saw that.
it is still like Sony verse in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know we have spoilers on the screen, but like the person that shows up is so neat that I was like, I don't want to ruin this moment for anyone. Like, you just got to
One of
see
the
it in the
coolest
theater.
moments
I mean,
in
I'll
the
eventually
movie,
watch
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch I was thinking about this when I saw all the reviews and I saw everyone on social media talking about the first one. I saw it like after the hype, not as part of the hype. And so when I saw it, I was like thinking, this is the best film of all time. This is incredible. When saw it, I was like, all right, yeah, that's fine. And now I'm worried I'm going to have that same experience with the second one because everyone I know that's seen it is like, this film is the best film I've ever seen. It's incredible.
It's better than
like,
the first.
Yeah.
It's better than the
I've heard
first by
that.
far.
I've heard that as well. Yeah.
There's something that's so good with the pacing that normally when movies are like 2 hours, I'm like, oh God, how am I going to
people
sit
said
through
it goes
this?
quick.
This one, and it's just because, like I said, they tell so many, you truly become invested in all of the different characters. And so you just want to see how it's going to play out. Like because you're eager to see them again. When a
Got it.
character leaves the screen, you're not like, finally, we're back to Miles' story. Instead, you're like, oh, I hope we get to see them again. Because
Okay.
like you go to Gwen Stacy's universe and then you leave and you go to like there's characters come in and exit the scene and it leaves you wanting more. And I wish the MCU did that. I feel like with the MCU there you hit a point where it's like, okay, do we really need this character in every fucking movie? Do they need to? Why are they still here? They don't have a reason to be here, you know?
Yeah.
They would have been left behind a long time ago and yet they're still here. And I think this movie doesn't struggle with that at all. They
Sweet.
leave you excited for the next cameo.
That's great. I'm excited for whenever I get to see it. We'll see if it's in theaters.
What are you,
And the
what are
music
you
is
doing,
brilliant
man?
too. I'll say
Music's good.
the music is really good.
It-
Yeah.
Does it rank? How's it rank against? What was it? Sunflower? Was that the big hit from the first one?
Oh, there
Oh,
wasn't the difference, and this goes back to what the movie is and why I think it's more of a Gwen movie, is the first one was very Miles, and so a lot of the music was like Miles centric, like what he would listen to in the world in his headphones or whatever.
Yeah.
This one had a lot of each character kind of had their own sting and their own leitmotif. And so a great example is like 2099. His was like almost, like the Nolan Joker, like that noise. He has something very similar that was like visceral whenever he showed up on screen. I was like, damn.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay. Cool. I'm excited. You guys have pretty much said everything that everyone else has said, which is a rare occurrence, I will say. This should have like unanimous praise for a film. So that's high praise in all honesty. Someone in chat asked me to remind you, Bronze, did you see this at a draft house?
No, and I had the opportunity to because DreamHack.
It was
Dallas
right next to
gave
one. I
me-
remember. Yeah.
the after party was like at an Alamo Draft House, and they gave me a ticket. And I ran into so many people I knew there that I was like, how do I ditch these people and go watch this movie for 2 hours? And so I ended up not watching it, and I was
Got it.
very. But the Alamo Draft House was pretty lit. I did still get to experience.
Oh, you were
that,
just
so.
drinking and hanging out there?
Well, they had all of the theaters set up as like there was one for karaoke, one theater just had the D&D movie playing, and it was
in
like
Austin?
a tavern. Yeah, and another theater
Weird.
was you could play Smash Brothers on it because DreamHack rented out the entire draft house. So
That's cool
every
as shit.
single movie theater had like different activities for you to go and do, which was the other reason I was like, if I go watch the movie, I'm gonna kind of miss all this. And
That's
so
cool.
people
Yeah.
were playing Smash Brothers on like the big, like the movie screen, which is like fun and stuff like that. So
That's awesome.
But also like shout out to the D&D movie. I love that film. It's
That
actually
film's
really
out
fun.
on
Anyway.
digital now, right? You can watch it on digital.
Yeah, you can just
think
watch it
so,
on the
yeah.
freezies if you have that stuff.
Yeah,
It's a
Need to
real
rewatch
treat.
it. See it again. Cool. Anything else you guys want to bring up? Spider-Man Across the Universe, thumbs up. We did have some changes in our rankings. I don't know if we want to talk about that, or you just say go watch.
What do you mean? What do you?
No,
What happened?
you guys. We changed stuff after watching Black Widow. Remember?
Oh yeah.
I thought we talked
Did you
about
see
that.
our
We talked
feedback
about it at
on
the end.
social media?
What do you mean?
No.
I thought that was funny. Oh, someone mentioned on social media that we changed the way we do rankings because before we created a fresh ranking. So even the worst movies got a chance to be number 1 for a week. But with Black Widow, we went back to our old system of just changing it around. And they felt that Black Widow should at least be number 1 for a couple of weeks before it
Well, the
gets-
reason why movies were number 1 is because we're starting over fresh. And so something that was bad still could be number 1. But we're at the point where we've done enough movies now that it doesn't necessarily make it number 1. Currently, there's still a
Yeah,
movie that I
but
think is bad that's number 1.
Last week we didn't have like 6 movies on it. We had like every movie we've ever done on
Okay.
it.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
Good
Oh,
point.
so you're.
We're
I see what they're saying. Okay.
yeah. And I actually I agreed in the name of consistency. I don't think that Black Widow should be number 1 for a week.
If anything,
But We're
that
no
will-
longer doing it fresh.
If anything,
We're
that
called out.
will
Do we have
help.
that? Do we?
Well, we have this, but what I see what you're saying is it's a new list where
Yes.
this week it's 5, next week it will be 6
Yes.
movies, that type of stuff.
Yes.
I think we could also
That makes sense.
and this really comes down to what you guys prefer. Because I like the ranking right after watching the film because it's so fresh in our minds that we can give like pretty immediate take on it and rank
Mhm.
on it. But we could also save that discussion for the following week at the start of the show. Or we could just do it right after the film. Either way works. It's up to you guys.
I think we should do it the following week at the start of the show, and here's why. I know not everybody stays around for the watch
Right.
along, and so for our YouTubes, they kind of miss our logic on why we ranked it where we did. They
Right.
just see that it's changed. They don't see
Mhm.
why we changed it.
I agree with that. That makes sense to me.
That's
Yeah.
my pitch for that.
You cool with that, Jesse?
I'm fine with it.
That way, we don't have to talk after we've just watched the movie.
You just really
because-
want to sit on this for a week. I get it. Bronze just wants to think about Captain Marvel for a week. Just really soak it in. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna
boy.
open up Diablo in a window. Y'all think I'm joking?
Let's look. It
y'all
wouldn't be the
don't
first
need
time
to
a
try
co-host
me.
just plays games the entire time. Cool.
Well,
Let's do
I've
some
never
shout
done
outs.
that.
No, I don't mean on this show at all. Let's do some shout outs and wrap it up so we can watch the film.
Hi,
Bronze?
hello, I'm that Bronze Girl. You can find me on Twitch, on Twitter, on all the social media as that Bronze Girl. I've been playing Diablo and got some cool content coming to my YouTube that's all edited, and organized into neat playlists. So check that shit out, boy. Oh my god, no!
What the
Oh my
fuck
God,
was that? Jesse.
Yeah, hi. Jesse Cox. You can find me everywhere. Just literally go to jessecox.com. All the links are there. I made it easy. Boy, I just got back from Play Days and Summer Game Fest. Lots of cool stuff I played to talk about today in the news. But more importantly, the Final Fantasy 16 demo. I just uploaded all 3 hours of it. Enjoy. If you're curious about that game and you want to know, I've now played through that content twice. So I take a lot of time to just sit there and be like, yeah, let's talk about this. I'll try to answer questions or whatever. So hopefully you enjoy that. And hey, keep on watching, boy.
That's right. That's right. Hi, my name is itmeJP. I'm currently on day 12 of a subathon. I think we've been live for 272 hours or something like that. My uptime on OBS is 106 hours. I know that much. But
Wait, what happens when you go to bed? Do you sleep? What is going on with you?
I sleep on stream, Jesse?
Stop.
No, that's
Do you have
serious.
a bed like behind you, or do you have another camera in your bedroom?
I have another camera in our spare bedroom that I set up. And
Do you stink?
what do you mean?
Does your wife allow this? Are you
she's-
showering? What's going
Yeah,
on
I
with you?
shower. Yeah, I shower every day. It's just a normal day.
What happens when you shower?
I go shower. I'm not on camera for 30 minutes. That's the
So
me
there's just
time.
nothing on camera?
No, people submit videos, and so we're playing videos that people submit. I think Cox
How
might
do you
have
submit
had some videos
How do you make sure the videos aren't like dicks?
because the mods look. We also have mods that are constantly, taking the videos and playing those videos. There's a whole system. at
And
work,
your
Jesse
mods,
Cox.
how much are they being paid for all of this while they're doing your show for you?
They're compensated.
Mod Revolt. Mod Revolt.
I don't think
Mod Revolt.
I don't think they're gonna get revolt.
I like Jesse Punk.
Yeah, I've been paying my
like
mods
Jesse
for
Punk.
years, Jesse.
Your new name is Joby. Your new name is Joby. I love it.
Mod revolt.
Mod
I ain't got a
Revolt.
Scooby-Doo, mate.
What are they gonna revolt for? They've been paid for years. They're
Up and the streaming revolution, mate.
I get invoices every first of the month. It works. They're actually really fun to work with because unlike streamers, they invoice me, Jesse. If you want to bring it back.
Damn, you just got clapped, bro.
Boy! We're out of here. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're going to end this video, then we'll be back and watch a little bit of Captain Marvel. All right. See you guys then.